If you clicked on this video, you're either one of three people. You're either someone who thinks OCD is just being obsessed with cleaning or being neat and tidy like they show in media, someone who knows OCD isn't that and is curious to know more about it, or you have OCD as well and want to hear someone else's experiences to validate yours. Or, for a secret fourth option, you're just subscribed to me and like watching me. Regardless of why you're here, I welcome you to my little ramblings about this disorder that I've had since the 2nd grade and only just got a diagnosis. I'm still not medicated, by the way. I'm raw dogging it. 3 quick things before we start. 1. This video will go into topics such as mental health, mentions of house fires, a brief mention of drug abuse, mentions of general NSFW topics, and pedophilia. So if these topics make you uncomfortable, I have a bunch of other videos that are way more fun that you can watch. Or you can watch someone else entirely, I don't care. 2. I am not a professional, I cannot diagnose you. If you watch this video and realize you might also have OCD, I'd recommend talking to a professional because I cannot tell you if you do not have OCD or not. 3. This video topic was chosen by my Discord. If you'd like to pick future videos for me to do, join my 16+ Discord server. Links are in the description and pinned comment. For bonus action, make sure you do the YouTube usual, liking, subbing, and belling. Alright, sorry for the long ass intro. Let's talk about my experiences with OCD. Before I get into my own experience, I want to talk about what OCD is and isn't. OCD isn't just a need to be neat and tidy all the time. While people do struggle with contamination OCD isn't just being a neat freak. It's also being unable to leave your house or room for fear of being contaminated. Honestly, OCD is more comparable to that of some random Instagram Reels rage baiter, since it's your mind saying horrible things or accusing you of doing horrible things. OCD involves getting intrusive thoughts, usually about things you're scared about the most, and to ease the thoughts, you end up doing things. For example, someone who may have an intrusive thought of water from a water fountain being contaminated. Even if they know it's not true and they know the water in their area is safe, someone with OCD will choose to wait until they get home to drink water, even if they're extremely thirsty. If you want other examples of what OCD can look like, the Moral Oral episode alone features a fantastic portrayal of OCD tendencies. That being said though, it's extremely dark, so please watch it at your own discretion. When I was 2, I was in a near house fire. To spare you the worst details and to avoid re-triggering myself, basically my grandma didn't properly supervise a hot pan filled with oil. And instead of being normal and putting a lid over it like you're supposed to, she tried to get rid of it in a way that ended up needing the fire department to get involved. While my house didn't end up burning down, this has affected me all my life. When I was around 7, I started getting thoughts along the lines of, if I move my stuffed animal wrong, my house will catch fire. I also felt like if I started watching shows like Fire Me and Sam or any other TV show that featured a house fire of some kind, something similar would happen to me, and that was just the beginning. I also started developing more thoughts along the lines of, if I touch someone, they will hear my thoughts. And at this point, my thoughts began to become more disturbing, especially for a 7-year-old, like stuff related to murder and NSFW content, so I really didn't want the people around me to know what I was thinking. Something else that started developing was the idea that certain people had germs and were contaminated. If there was someone I disliked or that I knew was gross or smelled funny, they couldn't touch me or my stuff. While the thoughts of people hearing my thoughts and getting contaminated from people who aren't sick have gone away, that didn't stop new obsessions and subsequent compulsions from forming. Middle school and high school. Both years sucked for me. I know everyone says that, but man, did I go through it. I don't really remember much from my middle school years in terms of OCD. What I do remember is that my violent intrusive thoughts got worse. These thoughts were so bad I literally thought I was schizophrenic. I also gave these thoughts a name and a persona. I don't know why I decided to represent my intrusive thoughts as a random Mexican girl named Maria, but shout out to all the random Mexican girls named Maria out there, I guess. I remember talking to my mom about what I was experiencing, and she told me my symptoms were more akin to that of OCD, of which I vehemently doubted. Another thing that probably contributed to the idea is probably schizophrenic. I'm not, is that I compulsively looked up schizophrenia symptoms just to be sure I didn't have schizophrenia. Or did, I don't remember. High school, though, was when I became really aware of what OCD was. Mainly because I dated someone with it. To keep things private, I'll give this individual the name of Carrot Man, because I remember she liked to eat carrots and that she told me she wanted to become a drug addict one day. Fun times. That aside, Carrot Man had OCD. Now looking back at some of her behaviors and confessions, I do wonder which of the things she told me were real and which were OCD falsified memories or other confessions, but she was a horrible girlfriend and I do not care. But it helps me see what OCD actually was and how it kind of mirrored my own experiences. Even then, since my experiences weren't as objectively bad as hers, I never really did anything about it. Intrusive thoughts come in an array of different subjects, whether it's violence, morality, contamination, or anything else. One category of intrusive thought, though, is something I've harbored guilt over for years before I found out it was OCD. Let me introduce you to pedophilia OCD or p-ocd. I need to make it very clear to you all. p-ocd and being a pedophile are not the same thing. As I've been saying throughout the video, OCD in general is your mind trying to rage bait you with your worst fears. If one of your worst fears is somehow being a pedophile, then someone with OCD will have intrusive thoughts related to being one. As to what caused mine, I used to watch a lot of commentary and drama YouTube. Hearing about what actual pedophiles did to their victims, especially within the art community, made me sick to my stomach. They ruined their own lives and reputations because they are so sick in the head. They traumatized children forever with their sick and selfish actions. Even though I know I would never willingly harm children in that manner, there happens to be a rage baiter that lives in my head rent-free. And that rage baiter said, "Patch, what if you are a pedophile? What if the public finds out about this? What if you secretly like children? What if? What if? What if?" I knew reaching out to talk to my family about this would result in good things. Talking to my friends at the time, both online and offline, wouldn't do good either. I was so scared that me talking about these kinds of intrusive thoughts would have been used against me, like blackmail, or that I would have been kicked out, or had the police called on me or something. Instead, I kept quiet, pivoting topics kinda abruptly, but not really. But at my school, there used to be a program where you could talk to either a therapist or training or a student doing therapy training. I can't remember which one, but I remember feeling safe enough to talk to my therapist, quote unquote, about my intrusive thoughts, which led me to getting a sort of diagnosis. It was by a guy who I think was training to be a psychologist, so I didn't have anything prescribed. It's not even in my medical history. Regardless of whether my diagnosis is quote unquote valid or not, my experiences are real and valid, and in the worst way possible, p-ocd helps me. Oh my god. No, don't take that out of context, guys. Since high school, my OCD has shifted focus a bit. Right now, the main annoyance is contamination OCD, which really sucks when your siblings get sick. This OCD is more akin to the common media portrayals of OCD, where you're obsessively cleaning. However, the media doesn't show how debilitating obsessive cleaning is. Whenever I use the bathroom, I have to clean the toilet seat, faucet, soap dispenser, light switch, and doorknob to make sure I won't get contaminated. I have to touch things with a paper towel to make sure I won't get contaminated. I have to avoid people who are sick because they are obviously contaminated. It's so tiring! I'm also experiencing a fair bit of driving OCD, which sucks when you have driving anxiety already, which means I have to take public transport. But public transport sucks because people on public transport don't know how to cover their mouths apparently, so it's like the contamination OCD and the driving OCD are like at odds with each other. I'm also dealing with constant thoughts of me getting canceled because I said something in a YouTube video that will cause other people to hate me. Intrusive thoughts of me being queerphobic and racist, even though I'm literally lesbian and NB, and last time I checked I don't hate people for something they can't control like skin color. OCD is weird, man. Oh my god. I know this video got a little dark and personal at times, so to lighten the mood, I made a list of random things OCD has caused me to do or think that I couldn't fit in the video, presented in a comedic format. You can tell because there's funny music in the background, because I want you guys to laugh. Stop feeling bad for me. Number 1, I didn't say the word oh my god for literally a year because I was worried I was gonna go to hell. Number 2, OCD made me think I was gonna have a stroke at school. Number 3, I had a thought where my entire family would burn up and die in a fire whenever the song Hall of Flame by The Script played. Number 4, I have to do things in threes sometimes. That's fun. Number 5, I thought someone was gonna break into my house if I didn't lock the garage door 3 times. Going back to number 4 there for a second. Number 6, I was unable to copy paste those stupid little "if you don't comment the word pineapple in 10 different comment sections, you will be boiled alive in 7 days" posts, due to the fact I was like 9 and I wasn't allowed to have my own Google account yet, so I would literally count my days. Side note, stop spreading these. People with OCD get affected by them heavily. It's not just me. Number 7. I thought if I touched the fence in my backyard or got too close to it, I would no-clip into the back rooms. Number 8. One of my intrusive thoughts is me being worried that if I look out a window at night, someone will break into my house. Number 9. I was so focused on the fact that my cat at the time was very old and I was sobbing so much I thought wiping my tears on my cat would make her live longer. I don't know if that's really an OCD thing or a little kid thing that was obsessed with warrior cats, but regardless, it's going on the list. Number 10. I used to be deathly afraid of saying the names of cartoon characters because I thought they were going to pop out of my TV and start yelling at me, so I avoided saying their names for the longest time. Number 11. One day, I drank so much water that I thought I was going to get water poisoning because I also had a headache, so I ate salt. Like a palm full of salt. Number 12. There have been many instances of my period coming late, and despite not doing the activity that makes you pregnant, I convinced myself that I was pregnant, and the stress ended up making my period even later. Now I'm on birth control, so this is a non-issue. Number 13. I had a moment where I peed multiple times before sleeping because my bladder wasn't empty enough, and if I didn't empty out my bladder, I thought I would pee myself. Number 14. I had a vivid, intrusive thought about bashing my dog's head in with a plate, which was so bad it almost made me cry. Number 15. Every time I hold a knife, I have to watch the hand holding the knife to make sure it doesn't stab someone. Number 16. I was worried that I had a crush on a teacher who the entire student body knew was a pedophile. Didn't help that my friends tried to tease me about liking him. Ugh. Number 17. I avoid media about themes related to nuclear fallout or whatever because it causes me to think that if I thought hard enough about that, the world would end. Dude, I can't even write out the exact thought on the script. Just, Number 18. I constantly worry that people won't know my characters are over 18. Number 19. I constantly worry that people think I'm a minor. Online. Real life too, to an extent, but it's less the fear and more so the truth that people think I'm literally 9, despite the fact that I have the body of an adult woman. I just happen to be really short and baby-faced. And the last one, number 20. I was so worried that if I got sick again, everyone would unsubscribe to my YouTube channel and that YouTube would never recommend my content to anyone ever again, and that I would have to find an actual desk job, and that I would have to rot in corporate hell for the rest of my life. And yeah, that's what living with OCD is like. It's genuinely rough to live with, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Besides, my worst enemy is already a miserable human being, so he doesn't need it. Oh, that's so mean. No, but it's true though. This video has only scratched the surface for the record, but this isn't therapy. This is supposed to be a silly little YouTube video. I want to see if other people relate, and if you do, I see you, man. Feel free to talk about your experiences in the comments below. Let's laugh at the pain together. You are not your intrusive thoughts. Anyways, remember to like, comment, sub, and bell. Follow my socials in the description or pinned comment. Stay hydrated, and I hope I'll see you later. Oh my god, I gotta fart so bad.